What is up, Scarnet, bringing you a brand new series that isn't exactly a Let's Play, so don't worry, it's going to be similar to what I do with Fortnite. Every blue moon I would just have a video up featuring something, and hopefully this video doesn't take too long, because I've been trying to record this for a while. Like, my first attempt was trying to record this off the phone, and that didn't work out because, not only because obviously it would be desynced and like all fucked up because it's through my phone, like screen recording and all that, but like the connectivity issue had a problem, so I downloaded this on the computer and I kind of got carried away recording for a bit too long, and I decided to just scrap it because it was literally over an hour and a half, and I'm all like, I don't want the first episode of this series to be overwhelming for you guys, but this video more likely would take a little bit longer than most because, like, just in case you never played this game, I wanted to feature this game over to you guys. Unless you already played it before, then be sure to skip by clicking on the description. Unless there's chapters, then like by all means do that, because it's gonna be a bit of a tutorial and like covering the tech deck and all that stuff. But if you never played this game before, it is a card game that's not really like, you know, because when you think of card games, you think of Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon, Pokemon, such like that. Any other card game, poker related, you would have 50 to 60 cards usually. But for this game, you get just 12 cards. Unless you have like a certain deck that like kind of gives you more than that, right? But for this game, the reason that there's 12 cards is because they used the card game a bit differently. So I'll probably cover the whole separate tutorial thing right here. Okay, so basically how the game is played, there is on the top left corner your energy count, and your top right corner is your power count. For every turn that you start, you consecutively get one extra energy, unless it's depending on the area. So like from first turn you're gonna get 1 energy, 2 turns 2 energy, 3 turns 3 energy, so on and so forth. Like I said, it really depends on the area as well, but for every game that begins the first turn, it also depends on the area because there's 3 of them. Like I mentioned, there's only 12 cards that you have in your disposal, unlike other card games that are 50 to 60 cards. So with these areas, they have different properties and abilities to do. They all have pretty much unique features to them that could affect drastically the game, or maybe nothing at all. Maybe it doesn't affect you, maybe it actually gives you an advantage. But on turn 1, the first area is revealed, then by turn 2 the second area is revealed, and then the third area would be revealed. Besides having the areas with abilities, their cards have abilities as well, or maybe not, it just depends on what kind of cards did you have. But there's multiple different types of cards. There's one card that's an on-reveal ability. That means when it's face down and the moment it turns over, that is when its ability is active. And just depending what that ability is, it might trigger on whatever causes that ability, pretty much, because sometimes it only affects if there's like another card in the field or some other properties that kind of relate to it. Maybe it depends on how many cards you have on your side of the field. You know, it's kind of those type of examples. The second type of card is ongoing, which means throughout the whole game on play, which means all 6 turns, or perhaps even 7 turns. I forgot to mention that there is an area that could cause 7 turns of a game, and there's also another area that causes 4 turns in the game, and then the game is just over. But for the ongoing ability, whatever it is gonna happen throughout the whole game, and depending what it is, it could either double or get disabled on whatever it is. So pretty much, I feel like I could have put that a little bit more correctly, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what I mean. And the third type of card is just a card that is just already an ability, and it's not really reveal or ongoing or anything like that, but it's just how it is. It's just a card like Agatha Harkness that you could have her, you could really have her in your hand and it activates on its own, and she uses her cards for you. Or like, it's kind of similar to Ego, he like chooses your plays, or Krakoa does that as well on turn 5. I wouldn't say it's like for every single card that it's just active no matter what, because it's only like, for example, Bishop, after you play a card, this gains +1 power, so even though it's not an on review or ongoing. It might as well be an ongoing, but it's not exactly it, so it can't be disabled by something like an enchantress. But there's all kinds of cards, and the areas kind of reflect that too. It's almost kind of like a card on play, but you just have to play around it with your 4 cards. But the power of the card is kind of self-explanatory, because the way it plays in your area, if you play all 4 cards or even 1, whoever has the higher power wins that area. And it's 2 out of 3 rules by the end of the game. And if it turns out that you win one area and the opponent wins the other area and it's somehow tie, whoever gets the higher points between the other 2 areas that you might have won will win the entirety of the game. And there is a chance to tie as well. There's also the snap feature that's on the top of the screen. It kind of depends on which cubes you want to bet for. You could bet for nothing and it could just be like 1 cube, regardless if they retreat or lose or win. But if someone snaps, it would go up to like 2 or even 4 cubes. But if both of you snap saying that, no, I'm actually gonna win, then that could go result to 8 cubes. And that's the maximum amount of cubes that you could get. And it's kind of like a psychology type of thing. You could use it to go put your opponents back into the corner, you know, kind of make them doubt themselves. Or it could be like, oh no, I actually have it. And like, it could be a bluff too. You could lie to your opponent and say, I got it, and in secret you don't actually got it. You're just trying to make your opponent retreat. Like, you'll hear me millions of times say that I kind of snap on first turn, because I kind of just don't even think about it. I'm like trying to rack points. It's not really a confidence thing. It's like, oh, I could beat you, no problem, because that's what people do. But not me. I just kind of do it, you know, just kind of aside the fact. But I'll try it in this video for sure. Besides all the cards, they go run in different tiers and such like that. The beginning decks are usually always the same, but as you're building tiers and getting more cubes, you could go to your collection and then upgrade to a higher status of the card. And once you get to infinite, you could go side grade into a whole different variant of card with like added effects and such. But that's besides the point. There's also the ranking system, of course. You know, you drop down 20 for every new season that happens, but then once you rank up, you know, you can win prizes for every 10 ranks. Just like different variants and extra gold and etc, etc. But that's pretty much it for how you play Marvel Snap. Hopefully that covers everything that's basic about it, because there's so many cards that have so many different abilities, but that covers most of it. If you really want to know the cards, just read, of course, the abilities, because there's like, what, like over 200 cards, I'm not even sure. But there's different types of decks. There's moving decks, discard decks, destroy decks, you know, like today's video is the Devil Dinosaur Deck that requires cards, and there's so many types of variety of decks. And yeah, if you have any further questions, put it in the comment section below. And as I already mentioned, you could have skipped this tutorial, but if you didn't, thanks for sticking around anyway, and sorry that this video takes forever. So back to the video. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, let's go cover the tech deck stuff, because pretty much I like to run this deck right here, which is meta. At least that's what I called it. I've been having this deck for a while, but the way I'm gonna do this series, I'm gonna try to show different archetypes of a same deck, if that makes sense. So for today's episode, as you saw in the thumbnail and all that, it's about Devil Dinosaur. What is he good at and all that type of stuff. Because this card right here is kind of the primary focus of what I'm doing today. He is my main deck, hence why it's like the first episode. I mean, I was initially gonna do something very special, but like, I don't have a card that I really need, so I figured that I might as well do the main deck that I always start with. But I always feel like Devil Dinosaur is always in episode 1 for Marvel Snap. But nonetheless, let's go over the tech deck, because I'll go over pros and cons with every single card and what could counter them. So Ant-Man pretty much is a card that says ongoing. If you have 3 other cards here, plus 3 power. So it would in total be 4 if you have 4 cards in that place, pretty much. Whenever you take 1 card out, it won't have that boost anymore. So yeah, Ant-Man is not really, like, you could replace this with other cards because the primary focus of a Devil Dinosaur deck is to have as many cards as you can, but the most cards you could get is 7. Ant-Man doesn't really serve that purpose, but it kind of serves more just in case backup power, just to throw off your opponent. Because yeah, Ant-Man could be replaced with like someone like Agent 13, who gives a random card to your deck. If not that, then like a certain other card that you shall see later. But yeah, a con, I guess, is like an Enchantress always gets this card. The more common one is Rogue. Rogue takes ongoing effects, and then it just renders Ant-Man completely useless because he just has 1 power, and that's always an issue. So I would say the biggest counter to it is Rogue, for sure. But for the second card, we got Mantis, 1/2 power. On reveal, if your opponent played a card here this turn, draw a card from their deck. So I mentioned Agent 13 that could replace Ant-Man, but really Agent 13 could replace this card because they have the exact same energy and power. But you could have both, like Ant-Man could be replaced by Agent 13, you could have Mantis as well. I have Mantis because on reveal, if your opponent played a card here this turn, draw a card from their deck. So if I'm able to predict my opponent, I could get my opponent's card. And that could be pretty good, you know, it just depends what kind of deck they have, because you could kind of scout out what the other's archetype could be, like what category of cards they're using and all that stuff, and you could predict according because of that. I like Mantis because, like, I pick her over Agent 13 because I don't always want cards, because I know that sounds counterintuitive because my whole purpose is just to get as much cards as I can. I'll probably get I'll give you guys the reason why I don't always want that, but it's cool to have Mantis. She's always my, like, turn 1, if I have Mantis in my hand, she's always my priority, and I always play her in the first area to try to predict my opponent, if not the second area, and if I don't, no big deal, I'll just, you know, keep on going forward. But yeah, Mantis is definitely for the purpose of the Devil Dinosaur deck to get more cards. The next card is Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler, you can move this once with 1 energy, 2 power. You'd be surprised how Nightcrawler could be useful in a lot of situations. Having 1 energy, you could go anywhere you want. And I use them for a different purpose, but like for areas that isn't accessible, for example, like Death's Domain, like whenever you play a card, they just straight up die, or a place that got closed off because they got locked down after turn 4, turn 6, or whatever. You can literally move them there, and you know, maybe the opponent doesn't have any cards that could play in that area. There is other cards that could do the same, if not better than Nightcrawler, but Nightcrawler's still good just to be a 1 energy as it is, just to have that option. But you could like only move him after you play him. Like, so for example, if you want to go to an area, you should probably put him, if you want to put him last second, you have to place him in turn 5 and then move him turn 6. You can't play him in turn 6 and expect to move him. That's not how it works. Like, you know, other cards that can move wherever you want is like Vision, whenever you want. Like literally is more than once, so you could just keep on moving him, but he's a 5 energy card. There's Mr. Fantastic that could go stretch out to 2 areas to get like 2 points on both sides. There's that option. There's like Captain Marvel, who is a turn 6 that can move on her own, like quite literally. Like it would use her AI to go like, oh, if I just move here, then it would give more points. And if she doesn't move at all, that's because you just got completely outnumbered and just straight up lose. But besides the point, Nightcrawler, I use them for a different purpose. Like besides just going to areas that I can't go, it's still really helpful. There is some areas it can't go anyway, like Fist Tower, and whenever Professor X closed off an area, I can't go there because for some reason it's just the rules that you can't. But you know, Nightcrawler's always good. And I like to use this variant because I do have holographic cards, but this one looks way better in my opinion because Nightcrawler, no, it just looks really nice. It just looks way better. Angela's kind of for the purpose of using Nightcrawler along with it, because after you play a card here, +2 power. And that's really good, because after you play 3 cards, it'll get 6 power. You're gonna be like, okay, so what's the big deal? Is it just literally 6 power then? Well, no. If you play Nightcrawler, and that'll be +2, right? Put 2 other cards there, that's another +2. If you take Nightcrawler out, that's another area for you to, that's another open space for you to play another card. It'll be an additional +2. You're like, okay, no big deal, it's just an 8 power. Well, no, just in case if you're just playing 1 cards and they all just so happen to die because of Killmonger, then that's 3 more spaces that you could add to the power. There's just like a lot of situations that you could just keep building and building Angela. So that's pretty much the pro. The con is you shouldn't prioritize too much. I tend to do it because like I got other cards that could have immense amount of power to back up on the other areas if I really need be. But that's why I do it. But that's where you need to be careful, because the cons is pretty much like the opponent could see this coming and avoid and just put them in the 2 other areas. And what I noticed with the pros, because there's way more pros than cons, I would say. The pro is like, every time I use Angela, for what I notice, always outmatches Sunspot, because Sunspot is a very common card that people use to try to get high energy, but it just can't outmatch Angela. She's just pretty damn good. And you know, you could use other cards as well with Angela. You'll see a couple cards later in different archetypes that really benefit Angela if you really wrap your head around it. But yeah, really good. Not really for the benefit of Devil Dinosaur, mostly just to have investment in power over time, just in case, you know, because it's always good to have good power and low energy cards. So yeah, that's why I have Angela. Cables for the purpose of adding more cards, though. On reveal, put the bottom card of your opponent's deck into your hand. This is 100% also a scout searcher, just to see what kind of deck they have, which is always good to know, because you could kind of go according, similar to Mantis, except Cable's guaranteed. Other cards like Agent 13 just gives you a random card that doesn't really tell you anything about the opponent, because it's literally random as hell. So Cable's really good. The cons is not that strong. It's 2/2, like anything can match 2, you know, so that's kind of the con there. I always like trying to scout my opponent. I do kind of prioritize Cable, but you know, I do prioritize Angela a little bit more. If I have Angela in my deck, I'm playing her first, but Cable's for sure second, hence the 2/2, and I always play them afterwards. So yeah, for the purpose of the Devil Dinosaur deck, 100%. Scarlet Witch is my area changer, pretty much. On reveal, replace this location where a random one with a random new one, rather. There's a lot of cases where games get really hindered because of areas, and it's always good to have something that changes it. I prefer to do Scarlet Witch because like the pros and cons is very similar, because the random area could be even worse, so that could happen. You know, I had games where it's all like, oh, it'd be least power wins, and I already outnumbered it, or I changed it to Space Throne, now Scarlet Witch is there, 3 powers, like, oh, could you beat the number 3? Or, you know, or it could be like, Raptors, and I put Scarlet Witch to change it, and it's like a ninja as well, and I'm like, fuck. So that could be a thing too, but you know, the pros is like, I had games where exclusively Scarlet Witch is the reason I won. You know, if I don't have the best hand in my deck, and like somebody has a Nexus and they're building and building and building, and I have a Scarlet Witch in my hand and I'm holding it to last second, I had games where I'm all like, I'm playing the other areas besides the Nexus, but I'm hinting enough that I'm like putting a little bit into the Nexus, but I use Scarlet Witch and change it, and surprise surprise, the other 2 areas have higher numbers than the other ones because I planned it according, and now I won because of that. So something like that in a situation, or even limbo, because some people would prepare in turn 6 that'd be like, oh man, I'm gonna fuck them up on turn 7. It's like, oh no, the game is over, chief. I changed it with Scarlet Witch. That could be really good. There's all other alternative cards like Rhino, Storm, but like, I don't know, Rhino's kind of boring, honestly, because he just changed it to the Ruin. It doesn't have an ability in this area. And for Storm, it just kind of floods the area, but Storm is not strong enough. But like the following cards, it just depends what you would like to use. A lot of people like to use Jessica Jones for that purpose, just to be 4, and since it's flooded, it'll just be a guaranteed 8. So that'd be like 10 power or so, along with Storm. So, you know, stuff like that, but I prefer Scarlet Witch because it's a little bit safer. I feel like Rhino is too safe to a point where it's bland and boring, like I said. But I do like Scarlet Witch. Like, at first I'm all like, why the fuck would I put her in my deck? But it grew over time where I really liked it. I also forgot to mention, I really want the chibi version of Angela, but I still can't get her, unfortunately. But nonetheless, we got Sentinel, who is the purpose of getting more cards, and this is also a guarantee, is 2/3. On reveal, add another Sentinel to your hand. You'd be surprised that I kind of don't like to prioritize Sentinel that much. I don't like playing all that many Sentinels in my areas, because that could also be kind of boring. But I don't want to just keep saying this is boring, that is boring. Like, 2/3, like 3 power is pretty good, honestly, like for a 2 energy. But like, I don't want to keep getting Sentinels and all that. Like, it could be good to add into Angela with it, but Angela's already strong on her own, so that I always prioritize other cards before Sentinel. And you'd be surprised, like with areas that block reveal, I would actually put Sentinel in it, because I'm like, I don't want any more Sentinels. Like I said, like it's the goal is to have 7 cards at the end, because that's your full hand, but I don't want to fill them up with Sentinel, pretty much. You know, over time I kind of want to change it up a bit. I'll get into that a little bit later, and later as in now, because we got Moon Girl next. One of the key cards to win in a Devil Dinosaur's deck. On reveal, duplicate your hand. This could be good and bad. You might be wondering, why would it be bad? Because, for example, like if it really comes down to it and you only have 2 cards left, you double it and, you know, you duplicate your hand, now you got 4. Or if you have 3 cards, you duplicate it, now you have 6. And then like on turn 6, you're gonna get 1 more card, making a total of 7. Or you can have 4 cards and you double that, but like, you know, the max is 7, so there you go. The pro is, it's good that you duplicate your hand, but that's as long as you have the right cards in there. But if you have nothing but cables and sentinels and you're on turn 6 and this guy has way bigger numbers than you do, a bunch of cables and sentinels is not good enough, you know? Like, what are you gonna do just by playing these or that card or whatever? Or even if I have a high energy card that isn't enough to take them down, or maybe I want to top deck something else on turn 5, like, you know, some cards that I was trying to get all along and now I can't get them anymore because my hand is full. I can't get any more cards. That's kind of the con on Moon Girl, but it's still not bad. More often or not, I will try to play her, but other times, like if the reveal's blocked, I'm not complaining either, because there's other cards that could also do Moon Girl's job. You know, it's not always for the best, but I still have her there just in case I got no choice. And you know, the pros I will say in a little bit as well, because Moon Girl goes hand in hand with some other card that you will see. But 4 power is pretty good nonetheless too. White Queen though, this card I place here for Archetype 1. I used to use her up until I got another card, which I'll specify later. 4/6, 6 power is pretty good. On reveal, draw a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand. Whether you play it on turn 4 or turn 5, just be wary, because it's probably for the best that you play it on turn 5. But the thing is, if when you do, they could get still 1 more card at turn 6, and that could be, you know, their strongest card in their hand. So it's not always a really big predictability thing, but it can be good. It can be really good. Like if they have a discard deck and they've been killing Apocalypse over and over, and now he has 20 power, and you use White Queen and now you got Apocalypse with 20 power in your hand, that could be a really big pro. The con is like I said, there's a chance that the highest cost card doesn't really mean anything. Like if, you know, they also have like a Devil Dinosaur of their own, and like they also have a 6 cost card that they're not planning to use, for example, or like other cards like that. That's just one example, but still White Queen's pretty good. It gives you 1 additional card. It's for the purpose of the Devil Dinosaur deck, but for, well, not quite. I thought Devil Dinosaur's next, but no. Iron Man, ongoing, your total power is double at this location. Can be good. It's a very safe card. It's one of the beginning cards that you would get early on when you start your Marvel Snap account. Yeah, most times it would win you a lot of games if you know how to use them. You just have to be careful with cards like Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, like a Viper using a hood and just hopping on your side. You really don't want negative numbers to be where Iron Man is, because that could affect your double count, you know. There are also chances where Iron Man could be effective on its power, because it's 0 power. It should be, because it's doubled. It's just a ×2 multiplier. But like if a Scorpion shoots, or if it goes to that area where it shoots twice or something like that, it could be affected on its double as well. Like if it's -1 power, then doubling the power won't do as much, obviously. So that's kind of the cons there. That's what could counter it. And obviously, like, you know, Rogue and Enchantress counters Iron Man, or even another Iron Man counters Iron Man, but it's stuff like that. But yeah, really standard card that's always good to use, that won a couple games. And it could be very, very dangerous in like the Citadel that doubles his power. So yeah, now I was gonna talk about Devil Dinosaur. +2 power for each card in your hand. If you have 7 cards in your hand, that makes it into 17 power, and that's fucking really, really strong. Usually you'll get 15 power, but it's still really strong indeed, because it is the strongest 5 card in the game. For sure. This is the Red Eyes Black Dragon, this is the Blue Eyes White Dragon, this is the Slifer the Sky Dragon card right here of Marvel Snap. Well, I mean, not to a T, but I mean, you know, there's a lot of similarities here. I love using this thing. The biggest card to counter it is Enchantress. For the Devil Dinosaurs deck as a whole, the biggest counter to it is Ronan the Accuser. The reason for it is because it looks at your opponent's hand, and the more cards that you have, it would have the power on Ronan. So if I have 7 cards, Ronan will look at me, and that's where he's getting his power from. And that counters Devil Dinosaur every single time, because more likely I'm putting Devil Dinosaur in an area that needs to have a power buff, unless I'm like trying to, you know, pull the needle back so they don't reach it. I mean, that's a terrible analogy. I don't know why I said needle, but you get the point. With Moon Girl, because Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, like I said, they go hand in hand. I had a cough there. Moon Girl could be a pro and it could be a con. Like if I'm trying to top deck Devil Dinosaur and now I clog my hand with cards that isn't strong enough, and then you know, Devil Dinosaur won't be in my hand. But if I do have Devil Dinosaur in my hand and I use Moon Girl, there's a chance that I get 2 Devil Dinosaurs, or even multiple. It just depends. And that could be good, because turn 5 I play Devil Dinosaur with 15 power. Turn 6 I play another Devil Dinosaur, and that could end games. He is freaking powerful. So yeah, it's a really, really strong card, and it's always a safe choice for beginners too. That's why I used it like when I was starting out, but then I just made it my main deck. So that's kind of what I like to use, is this, except I replace White Queen with you know, with all kinds of stuff. But besides that, with all the other cards, a bunch of the Agent Shield cards do really really big wonders for Devil Dinosaur as well. So yeah, they also work hand in hand with Devil Dinosaur. And you'd be surprised. But I have America Chavez here. You always draw this card on turn 6 and not before. 6-9, giggity. She's always a safe choice, you know, just in case I don't pull the right cards and I just have like a crap time having, like, it's just not my game, and that could happen every now and then. The safety net choice is America Chavez, especially like if I do have Devil Dinosaur but I only have like 2 cards in my hand after I play him and he only has 5 or even 7 power or whatever. America Chavez is stronger than that at that point, and if it gets down to it, the safety net comes out and America Chavez is there to pretty much save the day. So yeah, that's basically why I have her here today. So not all cards are beneficial for like gaining more cards, but I don't always want that. But yeah, these are the cards I'm gonna be using today. So let's go play some games, and like I'll try to change it up a bit on like depending on what cards I use, because I'll feature like a few games and switch it up to Archetype 2 and I'll cover that much. And yeah, so this place right here, Miniature Lab, on turns 3, 4, and 5, no cards could be added here, which sucks because whenever I can, if I have Scarlet Witch in my area, I would 100% change that, but no. But it's still always a good idea to hold off on Scarlet Witch just to find out the 2 other areas, it's in case they're worse. So there's that. But you might have noticed that like I avoided Nightcrawlers because I like saving Nightcrawler specifically for, I guess I could play him here, there's no point. I like saving Nightcrawler specifically for Angela, just to build its power, and it's always just a good thing. And it seems like this whole deck is a Patriots deck, which I fucking hate because I hate the Patriots deck. Limbo! Alright, so if we do get Scarlet Witch, that is pretty good scenario. So I'm gonna go place Amantis here. There's no way you're playing here, because all your cards is basically like no... unless this isn't a Patriots deck, it might be a Cerebro deck. But yeah, they're definitely going here, so I'm gonna do these 2. And like I said, I don't like prioritizing Sentinel every single time. Or they're just not gonna play anything at all. What the fuck, dude? If I have Scarlet Witch, I am 100% using her on Limbo. I got no choice. When it gets to turn 4 and I don't have Angela, then I just have to move on and just go without her. Because I always have like an open area just for her, and I like to go in the middle. But yeah. Let's see what else they play. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a Cerebro, not a Patriot deck. Or it could be both. It could be both at the same time. Squirrel Girl. Okay, so I got 6 cards in my hand now. Turn 5. There's Scarlet Witch. Okay. What I'm gonna do is... I'm a Devil Dinosaur... I'm a Devil Dinosaur here. Blue Marvel. And I'm gonna throw her off. Did I already... let's see. So I'm at a Scarlet Witch, but let me... Moon Girl. Scarlet Witch, and hopefully that's enough power, because that'll be a total of I can't do math, 12. So hopefully like you only put 1 card and not both. So we'll see. Bishop, that's 3. Oh, interesting. A Moon Girling, and that looks like it won the game, just depending. You might be a 4 power though. And just like that, I won the game. So like I mentioned with the whole Scarlet Witch thing, that really benefited. Because She changed the area, and it was supposed to be turn 7, ended on turn 6, just like that. And they're like, what the fuck? Because they didn't get to fill Ant-Man, and they couldn't prioritize on like the 3 power on Bast, because more likely they were gonna, you know, actually if they have Bishop and they have Wasp, like, I don't know, it might be a hybrid Cerebro to Patriot deck. But yeah, pretty good indeed. Let's show one more game off with this deck. I didn't even show off White Queen because she's kind of the real card that I wanted to show for Archetype 1, because there's a similar deck to this one that I'm going to save for a future Archetype in this episode. So let's go with Ant-Man here, and turn. We do have White Queen, so we could use her in this match. Whoa, machine. Whoa, machine. Whoa, machine. Have I defeated you before? Probably not. I don't know. Titania. Okay. Believe it or not, I like the Danger Room, because like the Danger Room really likes Angela a lot. For some reason, they don't shoot her. Only like rare times, because maybe she pissed the Danger Room off, because it is like a rogue entity if you look at the comics. But yeah, I like using that, because even when the Danger Room kills the other cards that I have, that still gains more power for Angela. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. That's not bad. I'll go here, just in case. I'll save one more turn. If there's no Angela, I have no choice but to go here. So let's go with Sentinel. He might end up breaking the rocks. And he does. Oh, it doesn't. Oh my god, armor just screwed over. And I love this variant, by the way. That's so sick. He can't break out of it. Yo, I'm snapping. Yo, okay, I see you. Okay, let's use White Queen just to see what you got. This is the destroy deck. If not, then I'm not sure, because I'm just saying it because of armor alone. Armor is kind of a usual candidate for that type of deck. That's sick, dude. Shuri. Ooh. It might be oh, I could build this up quickly. Ooh. I could use Angela and build her up super fast. Angela, Nightcrawler, Sentinel. And I could use Arrow. This is the fucking card I'm waiting for, dude. Like, what I wanted to use. But it's okay. Look how quickly I could build up Angela just like that. Just hopefully Danger Room doesn't shoot her. Oh, fuck. Maybe I... Oh, man, I don't know. Oh, God, they shot her, but like I said, the Danger Loom... why do I keep saying the Danger Loom, bro? The Danger Room really, really loves Angela, 100%. If I double, actually, I could gain more. Because it'd be 34. Because he's more likely using Taskmaster. How the fuck you get 26? What? 13 power, double, 26, and then 31. Okay, that makes sense. I think the play is Iron Man, actually. They'll make it 34. Because he's going to use Taskmaster, either put it on this area, which would be dumb because I win both of these, or you go in here and you're risking death. But you lose either way. So let's do that. Did I snap already?
I am Iron Man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I didn't consider Titania, dude. Oh, I should have arrowed. Actually, no. But yeah. I forgot about her. I was gonna mention with like Nightcrawler and Ant-Man, it's for the purpose of throwing them off. Why didn't you shoot Taskmaster, dude? Let's do one more match just to show it off, because it's now 1-1 on my net worth of you know, gaining cubes or whatever. It's fine. Alright, let's save Ant-Man over here. And we do have Angela. At least we showed off White Queen. Interesting nonetheless. But I have a bad habit of snapping super early. Like, I just do it instantly. And it's not what you guys think. It's not like me doing this like overconfidence, like, haha, I'm gonna beat you or whatever. I literally just do it just because. And I don't want to make it sound like that way. It's literally just habit. I'm not doing it for the purpose of cringe or I don't know. Because you're supposed to snap kind of smart, like whether it's bluffing or even telling the truth and seeing if they're gonna give up, or maybe they're gonna, I don't know, there's a lot of psychology involved, but I throw that out the window because every game I just snap turn 1 without even looking at their name or any cards or anything. I just kind of do it mindlessly, and I really shouldn't. I was thinking of saving Scarlet Witch for whatever this area is gonna turn into. Okay, that's not bad, I'm fine with that. I got that as well, okay. Absorbing Man. He looks extra creepy in this chibi version, but I like it. I don't know, I just like the chibi style, honestly. So this is why I don't want to have Moon Girl here, because if I could get 2 Devil Dinosaurs or whatever, but well, then again, let's go with Absorbing Man. Just because JJ gave me that. Oh. Oh, I get to change it anyway. Yo! That's cool. That's really cool. I forget. I feel like I was supposed to say something. Whoa, 1 energy? Or am I... what? Interesting. So it's already past turn 4 to turn on the symbiotes. I could play her here. Not that it makes a difference because they changed that. By the way, they used to have Angela 2-1 and they nerfed my girl, unfortunately. So, but you know, nonetheless, that's okay. How about I use White Queen and then Moon Girl, because it's already turn 5. That sounds pretty good to me. And put you here. That sounds great to me. I'm gonna snap. Probably I shouldn't because Wong is there. I feel like Wong is extremely overused. Wait, do they have... oh shit. Mjolnir to me. I also really like looking at like Mega Mogwai's videos. He's like a huge part of just... oh, he's got a Odin. It's a really big part of Marvel Snap that I like to see. So he's snapping 2. Odin will give him 8 more power, would be 14. So he doesn't outstrength it, which is good. But what other cards could he use? Like Blue Marvel or something? Because he's not going to use Moon Girl. How many cards he has? 4? Interesting. I'm at a Devil Dinosaur here, because I can't win this area no more. Because, yeah, if he Odins... but then again, if Ironheart hits these guys, then I lose. I don't think I win in this situation. Yeah, if Ironheart's even hit one of these guys, I just lose this area altogether, even if he does have 14 power. I guess that's all I could do. I don't want to retreat though. I just want to see what happens. Let's just do it. Absorbing Man. Oh. $13 power. Okay. Alright, I just won just like that. I literally was convinced it was a Odin. Interesting. Why the fuck did you put, like, Did you think I had Shang-Chi or some shit? That's another weakness of Devil Dinosaur is Shang-Chi, but that's literally anybody with over 9 power. But we won that. Interesting. That's pretty good. 2003, I remember that year. I think 2004 was a little bit better. Oh, look at my thing here. Nice. I didn't even see, I forgot my missions. Alright, cool. And you might notice this all the time with like the thing here, like whenever you see Marvel Snap Tubers, they're always gotta have like a shit ton, if not more than me, but I would consider my number less because I've been using the same deck over and over. But speaking of, just ignore these two because they're not complete. Meta 2, let's take a look at the deck tech. I'll try to go over them a little bit quicker, but maybe not, I'm not sure. This idea is kind of more so kind of the same concept, except it's an alternate choice of all the cards, pretty much. I didn't mean to click on you. But Agent 13, I mentioned her before. On reveal, add a random card to your hand. A lot of people prefer her over Mantis because it could be good and it could be what the hell? It could be bad, and it's the same power as Mantis, but like I said, it's a guaranteed card. But you know, like, try to be wary on getting too many cards too quickly, but this is another option for you if you wish. Here we got Quinjet. Ongoing, cards that didn't start in your deck cost 1 less, minimum 1, so it can't go lower than 1 energy. This was kind of a mini nerf because like it used to be like cost 1 less even if it's 1 energy, and it'll be to 0 energy. Quinjet's used in like Thanos decks and like so many other decks too. You could use them in just about anything. A lot of people like to use Quinjet because turn 1 doing that, and for the rest of the cards being 1 energy less, is always pretty good. So yeah, it's the only thing is its power, but it's understandable, and I like this variant so much. It's the Ghost Rider variant. Yes, of course. The Collector is another option that you could use in like these multi-card decks. When it comes to Devil Dinosaur, the Collector's also used in a discard deck. When a card enters your hand from anywhere except your deck, plus 1 power, and it could gain a lot of power over time. I was just coughing, my bad. But yeah, it could gain a lot of power over time if you know how to use the Collector right, so you know, just keep your eyes on that. Because with the discard deck, you know, if they have extra swarms, they could gain 3 swarms if you discarded 1 of them. That would be 3 more power, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's kind of one example of many that the Collector could get, and I really like this Pixel variant. He looks like a boss, and I think it's cool. Beast I have just for the purpose of gaining power, just because of returning the cards on their own. On reveal, return your other cards at this location to your hand. They cost 1 less. Similar to Quinjet, except even more. But yeah, if Beast does this, that means that the Collector gains 3 more power, and that's really, really good. So the Collector's kind of in place instead of Angela, how similar to Agent 13's in place of Mantis. So there's that, but the Beast also gains another card's power as well, just because of his ability alone. But 2 power, 2 energy, not bad. So there's that for us. We got Mysterio. At first I put Adam Warlock here, but then I realized that Adam Warlock doesn't benefit the Collector's ability, so that's why I kind of scrapped Adam Warlock. Instead I put Mysterio, only because I could use Beast on this card as well, and for another card that you'll see in a little bit. As you play this, play illusions to other locations, disguise this as an illusion until the game ends, which is 2/4, 4 power, but you won't see this immediately because I didn't mean to do that, because it's 2/0 with this illusion is Mysterio with the question mark, which is the real Mysterio. The real one has 4 power. So yeah, it's actually pretty good, because it could definitely throw off your opponent, but sometimes when you play Mysterio, it could be really blatantly obvious where you put him, because, you know, if there's death domains to the left, and then there's like a close off the location to the right, then what other place are you gonna put him, you know? So it can be predictable at times, but I also do it just to build power. and just to throw off your opponent, which is always vital. Bishop is for the reason of the Collector and Beast and Mysterio. They all kind of synergize, because if I return cards using Beast, 3 cards in my hand, that gains the Collector's power. And I could play them 3 back, except even quicker this time. That's 3 more power for Bishop. For every single card, because if somehow or some way you put Bishop first, theoretically, and that's like 11 more other points you could get if you fill every single area, plus 3 if I do use Beast correctly, so it can be really good. And every time I play Mysterio, it's actually 3 more power because its copies count as well, his illusions and all that. So Bishop can be strong over time. He's kind of like a different alternate to Angela as well, similar to the Collector, but I feel like Bishop has a little bit more use. The Collector has, like, you kind of see him more so on discard decks like I mentioned, but Bishop could be used in multiple decks, which is good. So Mr. Fantastic, adjacent locations have +2 power, and it's an ongoing ability. As I mentioned before, this is kind of like a similar situation to Nightcrawler, but not to a T. Mr. Fantastic could do this by just being in the middle. He could put 2 areas next to him. So it's always preferred that you put Mr. Fantastic in the middle exclusively, but you can put him in left or right areas, but just be worried that if you put him in an opposite side, you're not gonna reach the other end. So there's that. There's other cards that kind of also do Mr. Fantastic job, because I mentioned about Nightcrawler moving to other places, and Vision does that as well. But there's other cards like the Claw, for example, that gives 6 points to the adjacent location to the right. You know, something like that is kind of similar to Mr. Fantastic, but Mr. Fantastic's actually pretty good. My idea of having Mr. Fantastic is for the purpose of Adam Warlock, because he was a 2 energy 0 power, and I thought, like, if he gets a little bit ahead on the points, I could get more cards with Adam Warlock. But at this point, I still have Mr. Fantastic for the same purpose that I have Nightcrawler, just a little bit, just to get a little bit more power on a spread, pretty much. I also wanted to get Falcon, but I kind of don't have Falcon in my cards collection yet. Falcon would be good to just take back like the 1 cards, and then that'll give like 2 power to the Collector for free, or any extra 1 cards that I may have, you know, stuff like that. But I mean, it makes no difference that I don't have them, but still. Storm, though, on reveal, flood the location. Next turn is the last turn cards can be played here. It's like I said, so just like Scarlet Witch, she changes an area and all that, but Storm exclusively changes it to a flooded area. This is the last turn cards could be played here. And I already mentioned like what that happens, and it's kind of like a lockdown situation, because I didn't mean to click that. What the hell? Damn it. Can I click this? Yeah, flooded. Cards can't be played here. Now it's locked out. Kind of the usual to play it is Jessica Jones, but I didn't put her in this deck archetype number 2. But that's an option too, is to have that. But I have the purpose of Storm just for Scarlet Witch purposes. So I mentioned about the shield agents. I don't have Maria Hill, or else I would put her in this deck, but Agent Coulson is another alternative. On reveal, add another 4 cost and a 5 cost card to your hand, which is 2 cards to add, 3 and 4 power. Agent Coulson's pretty good. When I was doing it on the scrap version of the recording, he actually gave me like an Iron Man, and I thought I had Archetype 1 and I got confused, but it was all because of Agent Coulson, so he can be really good, and it really benefits in the Devil Dinosaur deck. So yeah, and 4 power is pretty good for 3 energy, so always good. Moon Girl we already mentioned, goes hand in hand with Devil Dinosaur. White Queen, I wanted to show her off again, and Devil Dinosaur like I mentioned. I just wanted to keep 3 cards to still keep the Devil Dinosaur archetype, because, you know, they're all beneficial and all that. So the goal is, you know, if I don't have these 3 cards, is to build power with the Collector, bishop and pretty much find out, like, if we'll gain more cards, obviously. And, you know, if I have no choice, I could use Storm or even Mr. Fantastic to give extra points to that other location. So let's do it nonetheless. Alright, so there might have been a giant skip. If there was one, that's because I'm having trouble playing these cards, because I'm so used to my main card deck that I haven't practiced this alternate deck where they're all alike but they're all completely different. Because I think the problem is with like Bishop and the Collector, they just don't get strong enough at the end. Which I'm sure that somebody's would be like, well, no shit, Sherlock. Look at that. Like, the Collector, oh, I better say, it's because of Monster Metropolis. I'm like, how the fuck did they get +4 already, dude? I'll put Bishop there. It's just difficult because I don't think Bishop's meant for this type of deck. I mean, he's used for multiple decks. It's just easier for like a low curve type of deal. Let's put you here. Hopefully that makes it easier. Mjolnir. Yeah, Mega Mogwai is what I've been watching with the Marvel Snap stuff. I think he's pretty cool with this. Let's see here. I am almost tempted to just do this right here. I probably should use Agent Coulson or something, but we'll see. I'm not really sure, honestly. I'm just doing that just for extra points for the Collector, really. He has Nick Fury, that's another, the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. As I mentioned, the Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. guys are really beneficial for the Devil Dinosaur deck. I think it's better if I put him here, honestly. And I'll put you here. And I might as well do it for extra points. I'll just do that. Why not? I put no brain power into that. Yeah. Well, I kind of did. I want to give myself some credit, but you know, see, now that outpowers it. Yeah, he fucking, yeah. Nice. I used it correctly. Nice. Yeah, so like I said, my bad for skipping around. He completely forgot that he thought that was a fake one. He was like, "What do you do that?" And I was like -2 or whatever, or 3, but 4 power. It's 1. Yeah, here's a little cheeky thumbs up for ya. Yeah. Oh boy. Yep, I got that far down because I just been completely shit on over and over again. Let's do another game though. So I just have to remember the time because I've been playing this for a little bit. Not that long, but like it's already kind of close to an hour, and I figured I might as well skip just a bit. So yeah, Plunder Castle's fucking annoying. I don't think I even have a 6 card, so if I use White Queen, I think that's for the best. So we shall see. We'll put Quinjet for now just to make it a little bit easier. And if not, Mr. Fantastic could help me at the same time. Okay, so this is good. A little bit at least. Bishop, Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. That was the first time I used Collector and Bishop at its maximum potential, because I hate using Bishop super late, and I'm like, it's only gonna have 2 power, because like on turn 5 and then turn 6 if I only want to put another card. It just feels pointless. That is either a problem or not. I can't tell because you have Sunspot. I don't know. I'll put Agent Coulson because that's literally all I could do. Ah, it's gotta gain extra energy. Wait, you only have 2 power, yeah? Fall enemy cards. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Super Scroll! Oh, fucking shit, dude. Don't do this to me. I'm just gonna... Well, no, it's turn 5. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, I don't want to... Can I just put her here? Please? Oh. Oh, you son of a fucking bastard. Oh, God, that's bad. That's bad. He doesn't even have to do anything at that point. He moves vision here, and then if he gets 6 power, I just lose both areas. That's some shit, dude. I could put Devil Dinosaur. It'd be... He's got a Taskmaster, and it'll be 14 power. He could gain 1 more power point and be 9. I lose, but let's see anyway. This might... Oh, he's going over there? What the fuck? Okay, that was a stupid play. What the fuck? Why didn't you put vision here? You put vision here and Taskmaster here, then I'm screwed, because I'm only tying this area. Like, that wasn't a good idea at all. Fucking rookie, you didn't even think shit through. Okay, well... I'm in a little mini winning streak. Let's just do 1 more. Even if I lose, then we'll just keep on going forward. Because I don't know... From like the cutaway to this point, if I showed all the cards off, I don't recall using Storm in the past 2 games, so we shall see. The squirrels aren't that bad with this archetype because I could just put them away. Because if it was the archetype where I had Angela in them, I'd be like, yeah, these squirrels, fuck these squirrels. But it's okay. It's quite all right. It's quite all right. Let's put the collector over here, shall we? We'll put the collector right there. I don't think I even snapped the last game. Well, I wasn't sure. I was convinced I was gonna lose, but that's okay. Sunspot versus the collector. Alright. Los Diablos base. Let's put Beast here, I guess. I really want to take him out. See, but Ronin, this is the card I was talking about. He is the biggest counter to all of the Devil Dinosaur archetypes, for sure. Because since that's our goal, is to get as much cards as we can. It's really bad. It's really, really freaking bad. The only bad thing about Beast is just you get all the cards you don't want to, and that fucking sucks. Turn 4. Let's go with you. I won't put the squirrel there. Unless I put the squirrel here. Nah, there's no reason to. Yeah, there's no reason to. Not yet, at least. I just hate that. I'm all like, why is the squirrel even an option? Yeah, change that shit down. Usually, dude, this feels so weird to me. Usually, Scarlet Witch versus Storm, I'm the one using Scarlet Witch, and then I take out all that shit. But yeah, this is weird, bro. This is weird. How many cards you got? 4 cards. Because I was thinking about Ronin, but I don't know. Did I get Ronin from her, right? I didn't get it from his deck? Yeah, like I said, this throws me off every time. Let's go put Devil Dinosaur there, though. Nonetheless, it would be beneficial if I do that. Let's just shut her out. Y'all. What could I do here? What could I do here? 4 cards still. If I do that, and he has 3 cards left, that's gonna just... it's just gonna be 9 power, which isn't bad. It's not bad, but that's not what I need. I think I need to put you in the middle. I need the most power, so let's just do the most. Even though it's not gonna benefit from the power here, it's still 5, 7, 9, 11. It's still 11 power. It's just gonna take 6 away. That's still over that. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you get 3 cards at least. Onslaught. Yeah, he uses 1. And just like that, I win. Okay, cool. I got the little mini winning streak. That's good. I've been hoping to get that. Not really a winning streak, but I wanted to display some type of semblance of the cards. I don't know if I use Mysterio. I might show off a game where I like lose or whatever, or I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure I'm gonna edit this. I'm back at 75, thank God. That's quite alright. But yeah, for our final archetype, it is kind of the same as the first one, except the difference is it's literally replacing 1 card. And ever since I got this card, I replaced White Queen with this guy right here that I've been saving for a bit. Not really for a bit, but just at this point of the video, if I could fucking find him. Whatever he is, Nick Fury. He is the card. He is the man. Let's see. Where's the holographic one? With the gold sparklies. Is it this one? It is this one. So Nick Fury is a very key card that is probably the best card to have in a Devil Dinosaur deck, because the reason you replace instead of White Queen is because, like I said, White Queen, it may not be the strongest card in his arsenal. You know, he could be having different plans, and also they know exactly what White Queen has taken from them, you know, so they could also go according to that. With Nick Fury though, it's an alternative that does White Queen and Moon Girl's power at the same time, except different. On reveal, add 3 random 6 cost cards to your hand. So in a scenario where I'm on turn 5 and I only have 2 cards in my hand, like a Devil Dinosaur and like a Mantis or some shit like that, and I don't want to put like Moon Girl if I top deck her, because then I just have like 2 Devil Dinosaurs and a Mantis, and the Devil Dinosaur isn't necessarily strong enough in this scenario. If I top deck Nick Fury instead and I have 3 cards in my hand, I use this and then I add 3 random 6 cost cards, which more likely a 6 cost card, you know, obviously an energy 6 is one of the strongest cards in the game, and I'm getting 3 of them at a random. You know, I could get stuff like Onslaught, I could get Magneto, I could get Galactus, Leader, just so many options that I could get from this. A Hulk, She-Hulk, just etc, etc. Like, not only do I get 3 extra cards for my Devil Dinosaur, but I could pick one of those 3 cards to use in my next turn that really benefits, like a Doctor Doom or an Ultron, you know, such like that have clutch games for me. And even if those 6 cost cards isn't beneficial to me winning the game, then I could just choose Devil Dinosaur, because now instead of 2 cards or 3 cards or whatever the hell, I got 5 cards in my hand, and that gains power, you know, or 4 cards in my hand or whatever. I can't do math. That's why Nick Fury is so precious and vital for this Devil Dinosaur deck. Like I said, I wish I had Maria Hill in my collection, because I could show that off. I would have showed it in Archetype too, because it definitely would have displayed it much better with all the Agent Shield people along with Devil Dinosaur. Maybe in the future I will, but I showed a little bit with Agent Coulson, except it's Agent Coulson without Nick Fury, so it's a bit awkward. But I wanted to save Nick Fury for this one right here and kind of put Archetype 2 a little bit to the side just to have an alternate choice, pretty much. Maybe in the future I'll show Agent Shield along with Devil Dinosaur, who knows, until we get the full collection, because Quinjet, you know, this is also cool as well. But yeah, Nick Fury, very vital for the games. This is my main deck that I like to use. I've been playing it for so long that I know the full formula. I know what I'm gonna prioritize. I can literally make probably a whole coding of AI of how my brain works with this deck specifically. Yeah. So for example, like I said, I like to play Mantis first, prioritize him, and Nightcrawler was the deprioritize. Since this is unreveal effects that do not happen in nowhere, then I'm more likely trying to predict where he's gonna play a card, either here, or nothing at all. So I'll place Mantis here. Yeah, like I got the whole thing down where it's almost down to a science where I got all that. I'll skip this turn because I want to see what this area is before I change the area in total. And I also still hope for Angela to be here, because I mean, this whole deck could literally be still like an Archetype 2 because it's the same deck, just like literally one card replaced. But nonetheless, it's still fine, you know. I think I want to change Monster Metropolis, because New York can be helpful, because if I get Angela next turn, I build her up. I like to throw off my opponent and put Angela and all her cards here, or even just keep Angela by herself here, and it's fantastic. It's hilarious, but you know, we shall see. But even with this being my main deck, I don't win all the time. It sometimes takes me a bit because everybody, you know, like plays Wong all the fucking time, and oh shit, this ain't good. I need to kill Wong now. It's probably a bad idea that I'm prioritizing all these, but we got New York. I wish I had Angela here. It's all good though. It's all good. At least New York gives me an option to pivot. But if all these cards died, then that's gonna be kind of embarrassing, because turn 5 with me not having any cards on the field, kind of awkward. So hopefully I can outpower Wong. He might put like a Iron Heart or something. But I really want to kill this Wong really badly. Puts another card. Let's see. Can we kill something? Mr. Negative is pretty good. I forgot to mention that Iron Man. I knew it was an Iron Heart. Damn it. Oh, he retreated. Wow. He didn't even wait till his Iron Heart boosts his Wong, man. Maybe he would have won. Could I snap now? Nah, I can't snap now. That's fine. That's game number 1. Let's see what we got here. Barrelton. We're gonna just skip that turn because nothing happened there. So let's go put Cable over here. See what we get. I wish I kind of had this variant because I do like that a lot, but oh well. Null can be helpful because this is clearly a destroy deck, and the more power, like this is like combined power of every destroyed card, and that could be very strong. Very strong indeed. So I'll put Angela and Nightcrawler right there. Green Goblin! Oh, yay me! That's fun. I mean, I might be able to outstrength that anyway, but we shall see. It's turn 4 already. Okay, I'm just gonna use Scarlet Witch here because I need my turn 5 to be normal. Because the turn 5 with 1 increased credit could ruin me. I'll have to see what I could do about Wolverine here though. Moon Girl, what the fuck? You have a hybrid deck. It's not just a destroy deck. Okay. I don't have a decent thing here. So what I could do, this isn't the smartest play, but I'm gonna do it anyway, is put Moon Girl here. Cause this isn't gonna be powerful or anything like that, but I'll shit! Oh, this might be actually a Galactus deck, that's not good. Oh, that's not good at all. Fuck. Fuck, fuck. He's gotta kill something. I think I have to null. If it's Galactus, I'm gonna have to null. Yep, it's Galactus. Ha 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 ha. Oh god, this could be bad or good. Oh god.
Enough said, Bob.
Is this good or bad? Woo! Oh, that was fun. Let me give you a little cheeky thumbs up for you. Nya. I had a feeling. I'm all like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I thought he was gonna overpower me anyway. Thank God it didn't happen. I knew it was a hidden Galactus deck. Oh, so close to level 69. Okay. We're not gonna stop until we get to 69. Damn it. Timely Turner. Apocalypse sucks. Or the apocalypse sucks. I mean, it sure does, doesn't it? I can't do anything this turn, so let's skip. I'm like holding my hand not to do anything about that. Cable, go. Get something good. Agent 13. Wow. That was the other option I have. Sandal, Ant-Man. I probably should have done Agent 13, but it's fine. This isn't good because he could do just about anything. There's multiple Wong variations. Poor choice of words, but yeah. Let's do this, I guess. He is gonna go here, so I'm gonna get a shit ton of cards. Yeah, I had a feeling. Because he's gonna be like, oh shit, the vault, I need to put some cards there. Said Timely Turner. Turning the time, timely. No. Okay. He snapped, I'm gonna snap back. Let's go here. That's not a bad card, but he could easily counter that, because he could just, all he has to do is pass 12. And that is an easy Odin. It's a limbo, but I don't have Scarlet Witch. Let's see. I have a Odin here. That's not what I need though. Let's put Iron Man. I still have to be careful with that.
I am Iron Man.
White Tiger. Yeah, he's got a Odin. I think I just have to do this, honestly. And I'll do multiple copies. I think that's the best thing I could do. Because he's gonna outpower it completely. The more copies, the better. Oh shit. Yeah, see, he would have passed it easily if I hadn't done that. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Nick Fury gives me the 3, and then I just, instead I chose Devil Dinosaur. I guess he gave me the 1 because I forgot, or whatever, how many it was. I forget already. But there we go. We got ourselves plus 8, getting us to level 69, and now that is it. So hopefully, like, I know I could have done better showcasing the Devil Dinosaur deck with all its 3 archetypes. I know there's probably more. I did kind of experiment with Archetype 2 with Adam Warlock and all that, but it turns out I thought that Adam Warlock and the Collector would be more synergized, but I guess I was wrong. Regardless, you know, if I had Falcon or Maria Hill or whatever, I probably would have had better than that. But if you like this episode, don't forget to press that like button. If you really like this episode, please consider subscribing. If you haven't considered subscribing yet, please watch another one of my videos. I play the video games. Any of you like playing video games, you might like my stuff. Man, I have no idea how I'm gonna edit this. It might be broken pieces of matches or whatever the hell. Hopefully this video isn't too long. It might be an hour long. Who knows? But regardless, white tigers and dragons to you, and you've been scarred by the night. I'm out.